Let's be serious. Okay. Guys, I'm Sam.
And I'm Sakina.
And welcome to Carseat Conversations.
Yes, a podcast where we just talk about mom life, young mom life.
Mom stuff, you know.
And so, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Sam. I'm 26. Right now, I work a job I don't want to work. Aren't we all?
Always.
While being a full-time mom, trying to figure out my life again as a mom.
Yeah.
Like it's like my daughter is 17 months and I still am just like going through the motions.
Right.
Like every day is like a thing.
A new thing.
A new discovery.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get back to like, well, not get back to, but find myself.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
My new self.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Sakina and I'm 24 and I have an 11-month-old. And I'm tired. And I'm a dancer, professional dancer. And then I have like a virtual assistant company agency where I just like assist small business owners doing stuff. I just float around. I'm one of those people like in Atlanta that like doesn't have a job. Like
shut up.
I'm on this like brunch on Tuesdays.
You're like one of those people that like, I'm like driving, I'm like, dang, these people don't have jobs.
That's me. That's definitely me. I'm leaving Linux for whatever reason I'm a new mommy and so fiance and just trying to figure stuff out. You're a wife.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. It's like the least of my concerns.
That's sad.
No, I'm a wife.
Yeah.
And like I only mentioned my job that paid my bills, but I'm a stylist as well. Like that. Oh my God, wow, thanks. That's us.
How did we meet?
Okay. We met.
I was like.
You were in high school.
Yeah, like 10th grade. I think you had just went to college.
I just went to college. Yeah. So I met you through my mom. Yeah. Because she was teaching at your high school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her mom is like my dance mom, dance teacher, dance mentor, all the things.
Yeah. I feel like recently in adulthood and in motherhood is when we first started to click.
Yeah.
We're both like
going through
Gen Zs.
Yeah. Going through it.
Yeah.
Relationships.
We're both pregnant at the same time. Like our husbands are very similar.
Very similar. Artist lifestyles. Yeah.
Just wanted to have an open platform about, honestly, the real.
Yeah.
Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Well, after I got married, my husband and I definitely spoke about trying. Yeah. I will say, if I could go back in time,
really,
I would have. I think so. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I would have waited like at least a year after I got married to like just have a moment because it was immediately.
Yeah.
It was immediately.
You probably didn't know you were like gonna win like that. Like that.
I don't know who's gonna like shoot up the club that fast. No, like it happened. It was immediate. So I am very in tune with my body. Yeah. So I knew the day it happened.
Yeah.
Like literally maybe a few weeks after that, my body temperature was different. I felt things I hadn't felt before.
Yeah.
I took a test. It said positive. Yeah. And when I went to my doctor, I was so early to the point where like it barely showed. So my levels weren't even elevated. Yeah. I think I found out at like 4 weeks. So that's how I found out. And it was an interesting time from then on, just because I'm so in tune. So it wasn't like, for me, I felt restricted immediately. Yeah. I have high anxiety already, so I was like, I knew all the things I couldn't eat, all the things I couldn't do, and for me, it felt a little restricting.
Yeah. We got engaged in 2019 on our anniversary, June 25th, and that was that. Then he went on tour, and then he came back, and for us, distance definitely like makes the heart grow fonder. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that's why we had a baby, but the baby was definitely planned. We were like, we're gonna do this. Like, why not? It was also COVID,
right?
And, like, I couldn't be careful. I couldn't dance because of like all these like COVID restrictions and
Right.
all these things or whatever. And so I was just like, this actually may be the perfect time, like, to like try and have a baby. And also, when I was younger, I had ovarian cysts. So like I actually had a doctor like tell me like, oh, you may like have trouble like conceiving and stuff like that. So I thought like, okay, even if we try, like, it might not happen
right away.
And literally, like, I know the minute, the moment we got pregnant, like, literally, I got pregnant. It was so planned that, like, we literally prayed over the baby. Like, I actually forgot about that moment. Like, I forgot about that. I was doing a show here in Atlanta. I was dancing, and my period didn't come. And I was like, I kept getting it. I was like, I know it's supposed to come on this day. I'm very like regular, like every month on the same day. I was like, if it doesn't come tomorrow, like I'm gonna just go get a pregnancy test. I didn't tell him because I'm also one of those people where I'm like every month I'm like, oh, my period's like 3 hours late. Like,
oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we might, like, like, I hope we're not. So I was like, I'm not even gonna say anything. I literally went to Family Dollar, and it was right before I was actually going to the club. Like, I was about to go to the club. So I was like, before I go to the club, I need to know.
You need
like,
to know if you're pregnant before you go to the club.
Oh, I thought that was like a base or something.
Same.
Literally, I took a test and it said like that I was pregnant. I literally just called him on FaceTime. It was after rehearsal, and I was like, and he was like, what? And he was like so excited, and I think I was just so shocked. You know what I'm saying? Because you just never really like expect to like being pregnant is just not something that like you know how it feels when it happens.
Right.
I still went out to the club. I just didn't drink. I still went to the club after that, but I didn't drink. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. I was like,
so Munir was out of town.
No, Munir was doing the show too. I had dropped him off because we were living in New York, and so we were just down in Atlanta for like the month. So he was staying with his mom, I was staying with my mom, and so it was after rehearsal. We were like driving together, so I like dropped him off, and then I went to Family Dollar, and then I went home, and I was pregnant. Looking back, I also too, I don't regret anything.
See, that's the thing. It's not a regret feeling.
It's not.
It's like if you had the opportunity, what would you do?
But I would have the same baby.
The same baby.
Yeah, the same.
The same circumstance.
The same circumstance. The same person. Like, I would never, I wouldn't change that. But I definitely, would prefer to be, 30.
I don't know if I want to do 30. Because I always knew I wanted to be a young mom. But maybe not 24.
Feeling like I was 16 and pregnant.
No, but it really does feel like that.
No, because your other friends just aren't there yet. So it's kind of just you.
Yeah.
It's not like you're in that stage where everybody's having babies. You know what I mean? It's not like
it's
that.
Just, in my pregnancy, COVID was transitioning to being over. Yeah. Same for you.
Yeah.
So while people were outside, I was inside. Yeah. It's not much I can do. So I think for me, there's multiple reasons why I think I would have waited. I think that I know my mental state at that time, and it wasn't right. I was extremely anxious, which I think is what led to the type of birth I had. I think it's what led to just the overall experience I had while being pregnant. Lack of preparation, there needs to be prep for this. Is life altering, body altering, mind altering. I was unprepared. First day of school, I did not have anything. And I think that's true for every mom, no matter how they prepare. But I felt emotionally unprepared as well. I just immediately didn't feel like myself. Yeah. And it was hard.
There's postpartum, but there needs to be prepartum.
No, because that's the thing.
For moms who are thinking about it or considering. And I think just the way people talk about kids, this was such a big thing for us. I was just why is everybody so negative? Why is everybody so... But I think it's the spin of how you talk about it. Now when I talk to moms, I'm just don't be afraid to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? When it's gonna be stressful, but not this thing of I don't know, I just feel the way people are just I had a lot of family members just be don't have kids. You just need to wait, kids are a lot, do that, Okay. And it's I don't know, for me, I'm also just the type of person, like, when you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like I can do it better. Like, which is not true. Motherhood is just hard no matter how good you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But I definitely feel like, just like how, like you said, how people prepare you emotionally, how people talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I think that needs to be, like, something. You know what I'm saying? And, like, more healthy.
And there needs to be healthier conversations around gender. Because I think, you know, there's where you can err on the side of too optimistic. I think that one of the reasons maybe why I was in such shock about the overall experience was because from the things I've seen online, there are people who are, mind you, these are people that have resources.
Come on.
So that's something that we should acknowledge. These are people who have resources to make it look easy. When from jump, it's not easy.
Taking care of yourself. Like, I used to, like, during pregnancy, you have to eat, like, so much. Like, I would literally forget to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Like, in my regular, like, just going about my business, like, you know, it's hard to, like, remember to eat, work. You know, just doing all the things that you do and, like, to have to constantly be eating.
Right.
You don't have those resources, like you said, to be off, to just be in your pregnancy. You know what I'm saying? And just, like, take care of yourself, you know? Then it's not going to look like that. She really wants to go upstairs.
I just think the forums that we have right now can sometimes err on the side of, like, overly positive, which there are many positives to being pregnant and having a baby.
And it's such a privilege, you know, that
it's such a privilege. Not everyone gets to do this.
Literally,
and that's one of the things I was scared about. That's not something many people get to do. So that should be acknowledged.
And just because that is a reality doesn't mean you have to negate the fact of how you feel. Because I felt like, you know, I have to be so grateful that I'm having this experience that I can't be real. You know what I'm saying? Because like some people don't get to experience this, so I can. It's like, no, just because people don't get to experience it doesn't mean that you aren't also experiencing things while experiencing, you know, a privilege. So
it's just being kind to yourself. And I just don't think that that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's really
not. I think your mental state can really alter the way your pregnancy goes.
It's the most important part.
Actually, there are no platforms like this. I see individual stories of people like trying to keep it real, and like people are under the comments like, "You're so negative," blah 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 blah. I see that a lot, and it's like I just feel like every experience should be acknowledged. The good and the bad. You know what I mean? But let's 100% keep it real.
But people were being negative under the comments.
I mean, and you know, these are moms that like fully, like, there is this one mom on TikTok, and you know, she was just basically being honest about her day to day. Like, she was clearly going through postpartum depression. Like, she was just struggling. And people were under the comments like, why don't you show the positive? Like, why are you always showing the negative? It's like,
and sometimes it's hard to find that positive. Like, sometimes, like, literally, like, before I had Soul today, like, I was like, oh my God, like, I'm so stressed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, being around y'all sometimes, even though I'm doing the same thing as a mom, it just makes it more bearable because you don't feel alone.
You don't feel alone. And it's like, it doesn't help when there are people who aren't recognizing the real.
Exactly.
No one's being negative. It's just, it would be a lie to say, say that this is always easy and beautiful. It's just not.
It's not. It's literally not.
You know, it's just like hard. I feel like Paloma is past 1 and I'm still going through postpartum. I feel like the postpartum started actually when I got pregnant. Like that's just the real.
I heard that it literally doesn't even really end. Like, you don't start to feel back like yourself, even though you never really get back to yourself until like they're like 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then if you have other babies in between that time, you're just adding on to that time. You know, so that's like another 7 years, another 7 years, another 7 years. So it's really just like it's a lot, you know, and I think we need to recognize that it's a lot so that we can start providing those resources for people. Thank you for tuning in to Carseat Conversations, the podcast. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. We can't wait to share part 2 with you. And also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Carseat Conversations Pod and add us on anywhere you can find your podcasts. See you later.